Hi everyone, welcome to the Vanquish Roundtable. I'm Austin.
I'm
Emily.
And today our topic question is, what is your guilty pleasure movie? What's a movie that you may not necessarily be proud of enjoying, or maybe like you disagree with the consensus? What would it be? Winston, let's start with you. What is your guilty pleasure movie?
So my guilty pleasure movie is
Here we go.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Starring such great actors and actresses as people. Anyway, I love My Big Fat Greek Wedding for just a variety of reasons. I love the dialogue, it's just kind of I guess it's classic. Like Greek family life. I just thought the movie was really funny. I thought it had a really good role. Kind of a sucker for rom-coms, but I really like rom-coms that kind of stray from the traditional rom-com plot. We were talking about 500 Days of Summer. I kind of like when they stray away from the plot. Like, for example, like in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, it's like they don't really have like a classic. They meet, they break up, they like get back together. It's kind of like they're kind of happy all the way through. It's more like the stresses of like having a overbearing family. I just really enjoyed that, and I liked kind of the background of them being Greek. Had a lot of just kind of their traditions and what they did. Had like a lot of humor to it, and they're making a sequel, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, with like the original cast, which is like, I know you're like, oh, it's the original cast. They were
I've
all
never even seen this
They
movie.
were all like the older people were like 60 and 70 when this came out, like 20 years ago. I think it came out in 1999, 1995. It came out a long time ago. That may be wrong, but it came out like a good 10 to 15 years ago. Like, it's all the same actors, and they start off old, they're older. I think that's awesome that they still got them all. It's awesome they're still alive to like be in the second one, and that's just one that I watch like probably 2 or 3 times a year.
All right.
Yeah, that's not something everyone knows about me.
Is this a guilty pleasure movie because you think it's weird that you like it, or because you think that it's like not a highly regarded movie? Because I just looked it up and it has a 76% on
Yeah,
Rotten
no,
Tomatoes.
it's one that you wouldn't really expect.
Okay,
I think
okay.
they liked it. Yeah, I think it did pretty well. Like, there wasn't any really like silly dialogue in terms of like cringy dialogue. It was all pretty standard.
Because I personally haven't seen it, but it does sound like a kind of ridiculous movie. Just
Yeah,
the title and everything.
but it's the thing. It sounds ridiculous. It's so grounded. It's
I might
so
give it a try.
grounded in
I might give it a
wonderfulness.
try after this.
Yeah, it's super good. Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Emily?
Mine is Gremlins,
Solid entry.
even though it's really old and with like terrible effects, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Like, when does it stop being midnight? Like, when is it okay for them to eat again? And like, how come they're not dehydrated all the time if they can't like get water on them? But I mean, it's okay. It's like I like movies that combine Halloween and Christmas, and it's like starts off as just like this cute little like Christmas story of the guy gets a new pet, and then things go bad. But I don't know.
A fun movie.
I think it's beautiful.
Everyone wanted a Mogwai after that movie. Everyone wanted like a Mogwai, but like they never had any toys. Like they never had any. I mean, I never saw one.
The moral is
That's for a second.
Listen to the old Asian man's advice.
Right.
That's
like
always
in life.
wise.
That's in life. You know, old Asian man tells you to do something, get on it. Creatures will attack.
And I believe the critics actually really enjoyed that movie, but I think among general fans, like, it was very like everyone was just like, this is a dumb movie, but it's enjoyable. I could show it to my kids or something. Even though it's actually really dark. There was that like monologue from the girl who was talking about her dad dying or whatever, dressed as Santa.
Yeah,
like
that
came
out of nowhere.
That was out of nowhere.
Got stuck in the chimney
Yeah,
and just burned up.
And he was like dressed as Santa Claus.
Yeah,
He just sat there with all of our presents.
quite a roller coaster of a movie. But okay, mine.
Emotion.
I'm sorry if we lose subscribers over this, but mine is Daredevil, and I don't understand why that's become the Nickelback of movies.
I'll just take down our poster.
I don't understand why that is the Nickelback of movies. Like, people just love to make fun of Daredevil, and I think that's become kind of like a meme-ish thing. I think the people who make fun of it might not necessarily have seen it. I'm not saying it's a great movie, because it has its problems. Like, every scene with Elektra is just cringe-inducing, especially the playground fight scene. That's I prefer not to think. But if you watch the director's cut and skip the playground fight scene, I think it is as good as a Daredevil movie can get, with maybe some like aged special effects. I think Ben Affleck, I don't care what anyone said, he's like the Nickelback of actors. People love to make fun of him. I think he did fine as Matt Murdock. He was everything I imagine a live action Matt Murdock to be. I think that Michael Clark Duncan was the perfect Kingpin. I think everyone agrees with that too. Like, everyone accepts that he was a spot on
Super
Kingpin.
Bullseye was good.
Bullseye, Colin Farrell's
Now
Bullseye.
hold on.
I
Let
love.
me pause. Colin Farrell looked so silly.
He did look
He
silly,
looked
but
so silly.
have you read any comic with Bullseye in it though? He is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
but
he's-
I just thought like Colin, like his eyes did not match his head. Like I was just like the whole time like cannot take Colin
He
Farrell
was so
seriously.
funny though.
he like perfectly captured how just like bat crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it was good. I just felt like I was distracted from his acting chops from just
yes.
his dome and his eyes kind of messed with me. I'm sorry.
And you have to, like, the movie was unfortunately kind of a product of its time because it was in a very weird transition between, like, goofy comic book movies to this, like, gritty, realistic comic book movie. So it was kind of doing the dark and gritty thing before it was cool, but it was also kind of, like, feeling obligated to be goofy and comic booky at times. So I think you can't really fault it for that. It was just in a weird transition. People weren't, like, quite... Like, people had seen X-Men, and they were preparing for Spider-Man. Or did it come out before Spider-Man?
I think it came out like around the same time. So I think like the first Incredible Hulk, like not connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, also came out like they all came out within like 3 years of each other.
Yeah, so
Don't
like,
die.
Thank you.
so comic book movies were still kind of finding their traction and everything. But like, I think the movie, like, there's some really good like visual directing going on. Like, there's like you could take some screenshots from that movie and make like awesome wallpapers. I think the costume design for Daredevil was perfect. I think I liked it much more than the TV show, honestly. Like I liked the red costume in the TV show, but I feel like they made it kind of, the cowl was Batman-esque with the nose piece coming all the way down. That's not very Daredevil to me. And I just think the movie got the design right.
I mean, like you said you were like the costume. It was like more faithful to like a Daredevil portrayal, but like Ben Affleck in like tight spandex at the time, I was just like, not. You just didn't seem to
leather.
be.
It was leather.
Yeah, it was leather.
Correction.
Excuse me. He just didn't seem to be like. Maybe they should have put some padding in there somewhere, like for his. He just didn't seem very.
Yeah. And it was a little age.
Physique.
But this was like the Matrix age, you know, everyone thought
It
leather
was
was
like,
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a movie that hasn't aged great, but I don't get the hate for it, honestly. I think it can be criticized. It's not a great movie, but it's not like god awful like everyone says, I don't think.
I just kind of realized I just like my critique was like, oh no, his physique wasn't really good. I didn't enjoy it. So sorry.
So yeah.
I probably should have just kept that one to myself.
Everyone watch the director's cut, skip the playground fight scene. Maybe your decision will change on the movie. Just give that a try, please.
So let us know in the comments below. We were talking about this. This is getting out of hand. Let us know in the comments below which your guilty pleasure movie and why. We'd love to hear it. And please make sure to give us a like, comment, subscribe. Check out, if you're in the Most Shoals area, check out our sponsor, Top End Games. Information about them in the description below. And we'll see you guys in that next video. Peace!